fit me. Rude much?
Sometimes when I'm sad, I Google old people using technology and it just brightens my whole day.
I don't think that's okay to say.
It's not?
I don't think so.
Why?
By the way,
I feel like that's mean.
That's mean.
I
Of all the things that are said on this podcast, me saying old people using technology is funny is mean.
It's funny, but
what part of it's mean? Technology or old people? Because both of them exist and are real things.
Okay. Did you
senior citizens? Is that nicer?
Did you print me my thingy? Ruth, your nails are atrocious.
Same, dude. I feel you, Ruth. Please. Can you see them? They're actually like bleeding.
Oh, are you chewing them?
Yeah.
What? Stop.
I'm just so hungry.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. Oh, look how beautiful Ruth's eyes are.
She has very pretty eyes. Are we just getting started? Dave, I have no direction here from my producer.
Excuse me.
Everybody in the feed is asking if you're recording, Tiffany.
Oh my gosh.
They are.
I'm offended and like honored. I think it's adorable that they're looking out for me. And yeah. What?
My lights went.
I have a candle. I'm going to light it.
I don't know. It changed colors.
Who can say why the day goes?
Oh my.
In the night.
Virginia just said, don't forget to record, Tiffany.
You know what,
Are
guys?
you recording, Tiffany?
I'm a professional.
Tiffany.
I know
Tiffany,
what I'm doing. Where do I want this for ambiance right there?
So Nicole says, morning, ding dongs. Well.
She's talking to you and Dave. I know that.
Oh, well.
She said ding dongs.
Ding dongs.
Is it Nicole Askew by chance?
Yeah. We like, I prefer dingle dang if you're going to call me something. Meredith did a great unintentional Tiffany impression at the end of Wine's Day last night. Did I?
What'd she do?
Someone mentioned it, but I didn't really catch it.
I'll have to go back and look.
What'd you do?
I don't remember.
Did you just look beautiful and funny?
Must have been. Those are your trademark things.
I believe it came on this morning. Your comment was, I refuse to look directly at myself.
Me? I can't look at myself anymore.
I can't. Stop looking at me, Swan. Okay.
I noticed something depressing last night about my face, and I can't unsee it.
What? Was it like my elbow situation?
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Worse, though.
How?
Because you don't talk out of your elbows.
Okay, you're talking about your mouth?
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with your mouth?
One side is melting. Listen, I have a good side that I smile for photos and everything on. And that side gets lots of exercise apparently, and the other side doesn't. The other side of my face is just dead weight. Look at it. No, don't. You know what? Don't, because I don't need you to confirm nor deny, because I know my truth.
Okay, well, let me see it real quick. One side is melting. Which side is supposed to be the melted side?
Wait, let me see. I have a guess.
Mm-hmm.
Your right side?
Yeah.
That side.
Yep. It's so obvious. This one points up and this side points down.
But did you ever think that maybe that's just the way your face is made?
No.
Always been that way?
The whole face, you can see it here, is sagging. And this one is up. It's like Harrison Ford, except I think he might have had a stroke. So I don't know if I can say that, but it is what it is. So I either need to have a half a facelift or I need to start doing Popeye exercises.
Okay, turn to your left and just smile with the right side.
No, I look like a different person.
Let me see.
Here's my regular smile. Here's my other side.
Oh, who is that?
Where'd Tiffany go?
Oh.
Exactly. So there's got to be
Nobody's face is symmetrical, right?
Yes, of course.
Like it's not even a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know that,
Okay.
but it doesn't help me with my problem.
Right. All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
I don't.
That's exactly the perfect thing to say, though, because
I don't. I've got nothing else. I've got nothing else but that.
That was perfect. Thank you.
Good luck with your melting face. Welcome to Take It or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast for parents. You can download this podcast on iTunes, Spotify, and Google Play, or at podcasttakeitorleaveit.com.
Thank you to Mama Phillip ×5, seeing that weird moms build character. Her review reads, I'm such an awkward human, and finding mom friends is like dating. Thanks to this podcast, I have effortlessly found my besties. And the best part, we don't even have to leave the comfort of our homes to hang out. Thank you for helping me start my week out with so many laughs. You two have helped me to see the bright side in so many of my mom fail moments. We love you.
Wonderful review. That was a wonderful review.
Are you okay?
Yes, Ruth just elbowed me in the crotch.
Mm.
Are they elbows if they're on legs? Need me. Okay. I'm your host, Meredith Masony.
If a dog wore pants, would a
Mm.
dog wear it on just the back too? Or like,
I feel like if a dog wore pants, they would be on the back legs, and then you'd have to put a shirt on the dog. So I do feel like the front ones are arms. So I did get elbowed, not kneed.
Okay.
Just for clarification for anybody who is wondering.
Thank you.
Okay.
And I'm your host, Tiffany Jenkins. This podcast will discuss all things marriage, motherhood, dog elbows, and everything in between. Please remember, we're not professionals at anything you may actually need. So any advice we give you, you can take
or leave because it might be crap. On today's episode of Take It or Leave It, we are going to be talking about a few different things. Apparently now kids are getting drugs on Snapchat, like literally ordering them up via the Snapchat and having them delivered to their house, which I didn't know was a thing.
I'm like so pissed this stuff wasn't around when I was a kid. I swear to G.
Okay, that's not the route we're going to go with that story.
Okay.
Second story we're going to talk about is the Hulu documentary. I don't know if you can call it a documentary or whatever, but Hulu did a program on the framing of Britney. And it talks about the conservatorship and that whole Free Britney movement that's been going on. I don't know if Tiffany has seen it yet. I have not seen it, but I thought we could talk a little bit about that. And then our homework would be to watch it if we've not seen it and follow up again next week with just our thoughts.
Cool.
And then a really great story about on
a Zoom chat.
Okay, we can talk about the cat Zoom chat.
I was trying to find a cat filter for us today. Couldn't do it.
But a really great story about two gentlemen who are sanitation workers who rescued a kidnapped girl.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
It was a great story, so I figured we'd share some good vibes on the show.
Love it. Okay, cool. So let's get it started. Sorry. Today we have Meg from Massachusetts opening things up for us. Be sure to call us at 315-834-2696 and leave us a message so that you can open the show for us.
Hey guys, this is Meg from Massachusetts. I have two boys, 3 and 5 years old, and I completely forgot what I was supposed to say, so I will just say love you guys, and I really appreciate what you do. I am a hospice nurse, so I'm in my car a lot, and I listen to you guys' podcast, and it's kind of a little bit of a escape from my world, and I appreciate everything that you do, and you make me feel like I'm not alone in this modern world. So thank you for everything that you do. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.
Aw, Meg.
That has to be such a tough job. I mean, you have to have such a big heart to do that job. I can't even. I don't even want to think about it because it's such empathetic humans
Yeah.
to be in hospice. So thank you for what you do for families and for individuals who are.
I don't know. I think it might be the opposite of empathetic.
What do you
Like
mean?
I feel like you can't be that emotional when you're in that job. I feel like you can absolutely be an empathetic person, but I feel like me being an empath, self-diagnosed, blah, 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 buzzword. Ugh. But I could never do it because I would just want to hug the whole family and cry with them, and I'd lose sleep, and like I couldn't do it. So I think you have to have some kind of like strength inside of you to be able to shut it off and be what they need when they need it, which is something that me being such a energy absorbing person could never do.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. So
Compassionate, maybe.
very, very strong, courageous, compassionate people doing work. Yeah.
Well, not to change the subject too quickly, but this is for Tiffany.
Oh my gosh.
So just pull up the cat lawyer for Tiffany.
Are you going to play it?
I don't know.
Everybody's already seen it.
I'll play it.
It's not the same if you can't see it. It's okay. It's just
okay. So if you've not seen it yet, you need to Google this lawyer who accidentally appears as a cat in his Zoom chat.
There's never been a greater masterpiece in the history of film, television, Zoom, memes than this.
You might want to, Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take a look.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to the.
No.
I mean,
listen, I can't handle it. First of all, the eyes, the shifty eyes in the beginning, the shaky voice. The thing that gets me every time is the first. I can't. It's so funny. And then as if the judge might have been like, wait a minute, guys, there's somebody's cat is on this Zoom. We got it. Like he had to clarify that it wasn't a cat. It's the greatest thing.
Not a cat, Judge. Like, this so lawyer, happy. There's been some hocus pocus.
You know what I predict? I predict that people are going to see how popular this got and they're going to fake it. They're going to fake having filters and stuff. This is just me spewing my thoughts as they come into my head. But every time something like this happens, people like, did you ever see, there was this one that went viral. It was a guy who like got up from a Zoom chat because he thought, quote unquote, that the cameras were shut off and he was wearing underwear. It was like a radio station or something. And it went super viral and everybody was so shocked, but it turned out to just be like a PR thing.
I didn't see that, but
I just hope nobody ruins it.
There have been some. There was one that was the woman got up and she thought that her video call was off and went to the bathroom. So, like she didn't do that. Like she literally sat on the toilet and started to urinate. And they were like, we're still here. They were all screaming, oh, we can see you urinating. We're still here. So copycats, Melissa says. There'll be some copycats.
Did you see Bethany's comment?
Yeah. Fluff butt, attorney at law.
Attorney at paw.
Attorney at paw, sorry. But yeah, so the echo is really bad. I don't know if you can help me out or if it's just something I have to live with.
This is just your life now.
Mm.
It's if your head wasn't hollow,
Oh,
it wouldn't be echoing about.
All right, Two-Face.
You're an ass. Too soon, Dell.
Too soon. Too soon. Yeah. So I think there have been plenty of Zoom blunders. Out of all the Zoom blunders, this one has been my favorite.
Yeah.
The eyes. When he moves his eyes around,
I can't think about it.
and then he's like, "I'm not a cat, Judge."
Oh.
Uh,
There was one where there was this actor who was auditioning via Zoom for a role, and the producer of the film or whatever was like talking crap about his apartment and how it was like small and shitty, and he wasn't muted.
oh
Did you see that?
no.
Okay. Well,
No,
it was
I
funny.
I can't laugh with you about that. But
Yeah, it sucks.
yeah, so anybody want to share a mom moment?
So I thought we were having people do that, but
No, we have to re-record the voicemail.
I
That's
have to
on there.
re-record the voicemail. Was that supposed to be on my
Because it's still the same message.
I can do that. I can do that this week so that next week we get one in. I can re-record the message.
I don't know. I've been killing it this week.
I saw your
parenting.
laundry room.
Yeah, your laundry room looked great.
Thank you. Also, Valentine's on time.
For your
Today,
kids' school.
yep. Today I'm making a shirt. I ordered the supplies already. They came
For
for
Valentine's?
100 days of school, dude.
Oh.
I've never once done it in all the years that Aubrey's been in school, but this is the year.
That's great. I've never done it myself, nor have any of my children asked me to. I don't know if it's just they're like, she ain't making me a shirt. So they don't even ask.
They just know.
They just know she ain't making me a shirt. Look, we slept through the alarm this morning. At 7:15, I woke up and realized Sophia was still asleep in bed. She should have been on the bus at 6:45.
Oh my goodness.
So I screamed at her to get up, screamed at Brian to get up.
Those are the worst mornings.
Drove her into school in my jams.
Those are the
Kicked her out of
worst.
the car. She bitch moaned and complained about her mask.
She was probably stressed and
I'm not
tired.
wearing that mask. I said, I don't care what mask you put on. Take your undies off, put them over your face. Just get out of this car. Okay. Get out of this car and get into that school. I'm done. I need to go get some coffee.
Yes.
And she took my mask and tied the things to make the ear loops smaller. I was like, that's not what I said. Take one of your own masks. And she had 3 and none of those were good enough.
Yeah. Caden's very particular about his masks.
And so she took my mask and left. And that's how I started my day.
I'm sorry. But you seem like you're in a good mood.
It was fine. It wasn't a big deal. It was just
She's here with me today.
I just hate waking up late. I just feel like, and I just complained about it yesterday. So I knew it was going to happen. I was like, God, getting up with her at 6 a.m. is just the worst. And then I slept in today.
Did she get all her stuff ready the night before?
No.
It makes life so much easier. I never do it either, but it makes life so much easier.
No, I usually wake her up at 6 so she has time to shower, clean the guinea pigs.
She can't wake herself up?
I was just going to say.
She sets we both set an alarm. Just most of the time I'm going in and waking her up. Her alarm will go off and she doesn't move. And then when I go in.
You got to get one of those. I had one when I was a kid. It was like metal and there was a thing in between the bells and it went like this back when alarms were real. And you put it across the room. So she's got to get her butt up to shut it off.
Yeah, but then I'm going to go in there and scream at that sound because she's not going to get up.
Yeah, true.
But no, she's not getting up because she knows that we will get her up, because she will once a week wake up at 5 a.m. just because and clean
On the
and,
weekends.
and clean and play with the guinea pigs and get breakfast and get everything done. And then the rest of the week, she's like, oh, I can't wake up. You need to wake me up. It's
Well, I
nonsense.
don't do any of her other stuff though. She packs her own lunch, take care of her own crap or whatever. I just go in and say, get up.
Nice.
Then I lay back down.
Okay.
Like I'm not sitting with her. I'm not making her breakfast. It's like you go get your own Lucky Charms.
Make a
Right.
recording of your voice. Saying,
Get up. Get up. Get up.
Yeah.
That'll be her new alarm clock.
All right. So sleeping in was your mom fail.
Yeah. I mean, I was just saying to Dave, I was like, this is the dumbest time to wake kids up for them to go to school. Like, why is anybody getting on a bus at 6:45 a.m.?
Yeah.
I just find that stupid. But
I agree. Imagine how much more productive kids would be if like they had time to wake up and chill and then like learn.
well, the high school students aren't getting up, which makes sense because they have more nighttime activities. But he doesn't get to his bus until 8:45. Brian leaves the house at 7:45. He rides his bike to school because we're like a mile and a half from the school. So I feel like that's a great time. 7:45 to be walking out the door. Perfect. Like I can get up at 7, but
Yeah.
6? No.
Write somebody a letter about that.
Yeah, I'll write a letter.
You can't get up at 7.
I get up at 7. I lay back down after I've done my things, but I get up at 7. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. I don't even care.
Clearly.
All right. Clearly. Moving on. So what was our first topic that we were going to talk about?
Anything you wanted to.
Oh, you didn't print. I need my phone.
There was like Britney Spears. I think she was
It's
the
a
second. Oh, the
Snapchat.
first one.
It's a Snapchat thing. I have a
Drugs.
story right here. I have it right here.
I feel like you've always, I mean, you could, I'm not surprised.
No, I mean, what was it before? Craigslist,
Yeah.
What?
AOL Instant Messenger.
People were
Right,
getting
like-
drugs off of Craigslist?
Not
Seriously,
that I know of.
What?
get them anywhere.
So this comes out.
So I heard.
So this story comes out because Dr. Laura Berman, who is an OWN TV host, she's a relationship therapist and a best-selling author. Her son died
Yeah.
from this. Her 16-year-old son Samuel died Sunday from an accidental overdose. A drug dealer connected with Samuel through the popular social media app Snapchat and sold him a fatal cocktail of fentanyl-laced Xanax. He overdosed in his room in Santa Monica, California on Sunday.
How old was he?
16. A straight A student, a junior in high school, a football player, a college hopeful. Sammy had his whole life ahead of him, a life that was tragically cut short by an accidental overdose. She wrote, "My beautiful boy is gone. 16 years old, sheltering at home, a drug dealer connected with him on Snapchat and gave him fentanyl-laced Xanax or Percocet, a toxicology report will verify, and he overdosed in his room. They do this because it hooks people even more and it's good for business, but it causes overdose and kids don't know what they're taking." So she wrote this obviously as a way to let parents know, like, hey, even though you think your kid is home safe right now or not out because of what's going on, or they're not in school, they're still able to get drugs using social media apps, which I don't know why I didn't even think of this. Clearly, as somebody who's on social media, I should have thought of this. I have teenagers, but I didn't. I didn't even think about them getting drugs over an app like that.
Well, I don't understand. Was it a random drug dealer who stumbled upon him? Was it one of his friends?
It didn't say in the article. It just said that he connected through they found messages on his phone on the Snapchat app, and the drugs were delivered right to the house. So it had to be somebody local that was there, that they somehow knew each other.
Yeah,
And
I mean, it could be via text. It could be via anything. Anywhere that you can communicate with someone else, that someone's going to try to sell you something.
What's fentanyl?
Fentanyl is a highly deadly drug. Like there have been cops who have been searching cars and gotten a trace of it on their hands and went into like seizures and had to go to the hospital. Like it's highly, highly potent. And that's so many people are dying because nowadays they're cutting stuff with fentanyl. Like, and cutting it means like mixing it with. I didn't know, because I've been out of the drug game for a while. I didn't know that you could put fentanyl into Xanax. Like because it's a pill that's already formed from the pharmacy. So I didn't realize you could do that. I thought fentanyl was more so being distributed via like drugs that are loose, like, well, I don't want to go into
cocaine
detail.
or something.
Cocaine or heroin.
Yeah, I don't even really understand what it is or what it's used for in the medical industry. Is it a painkiller?
It's a painkiller.
Fentanyl is?
Yeah, it's a painkiller.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't around really when I was using. Thankfully, because when you're like desperate and stuff, you don't really question it. You don't really care. You just want to feel better. But if you're 16,
it's a synthetic opioid. It's 80 to 100 times stronger than morphine.
Well, what the hell are they using that for then?
It's addictive. It's very addictive.
Oh my gosh.
And if you don't know it's there and you assume it's not, right? And you OD on the fentanyl that's in whatever you're having.
So
they have to reform the pill, somebody is saying. It's odorless and tasteless. So if you take it, you don't even know that you take it because it's laced with something, you don't even know that you've taken it.
Oh yeah, it's too late by the time.
According to the DEA, tiny doses of fentanyl, as little as the size of 2 grains of salt, can be fatal.
Yeah.
Holy crap. As a result of the ongoing pandemic, Sammy struggled with boredom and being cooped up at home. He wanted to experiment. His parents revealed that he discovered a colorful menu of pills on a Snapchat posted by a man promising to deliver drugs to the house. He went ahead and ordered what he thought was something safe to use. With literally the click of a button, Sammy was able to find drugs, connect with a dealer, and had them delivered to his home. In a quote-unquote snap, what he thought was harmless became his demise.
So yeah, I mean, so it's a warning for parents to be aware, which is awesome. Do you think that parents are going to act on it? Do you think parents are going to start checking their kids' stuff more?
I am going to ask Matthias to take a look at his old phone on the old Snapchat. The problem with Snapchat is, doesn't it go away? I don't have Snapchat. But like, don't these messages go away after the fact? They disappear. Isn't that what's the allure of this?
The videos do. You could always screen record.
Yeah.
I don't think the messages go away.
I think I'm going to ask him. I'm just going to sit down and have a very open conversation with him about the Snapchat and ask if there have been messages about drugs or anything like that, or if he's seeing any of those things, or if he has any questions. I think I'm just going to sit him down and ask that. That's
a great idea. I feel like this kid had to have been connected somehow with this guy, because I can't imagine someone openly advertising drugs.
Right.
A. And then B, I can't imagine a kid who has straight A's, is amazing at football, college bound, stumbling upon a post like that and being like, this sounds like a good idea. Now, if it's a trusted friend, it's a different story. I mean, you're more likely to invite that person to know where you live and to be willing to risk exchanging money. And obviously, I'm in no way trying to victim blame or anything, but I'm just trying to make sense of it. Like, because it sounds as if he stumbled upon a post by a random man.
Well, it just says that the parents say that they saw the menu. There was a meme of a menu of colorful pills stating, I can deliver these. So I don't know enough about Snapchat to understand where that is posted or where you find that or see it. But they're saying that and then they connected that with the username to the messages from the drug dealer.
So is the dealer like being charged with anything? I know they're trying to crack down on it. Does it say anything about that? There have been drug dealers charged with homicide for selling someone drugs that kill them. A friend of mine was charged with homicide. I think it's reckless homicide or something. He ended up dying, but
So Snapchat responded to the news of Sammy's death, issued a statement to the press saying they are committed to working with local law enforcement agencies to help solve this case. The company also stated they have a zero tolerance for using Snapchat to buy or sell illegal drugs or other illegal activities, and they have no higher priority than keeping the Snapchat community safe. As to exactly what they were doing to make this happen, your guess is as good as ours. It's a tragedy, and it does need to be dealt with. So bottom line, parents, talk to your kids, know what apps they're using. One thing we do, we require our kids to request an app before it can be downloaded to their phone. So we have to give permission.
So if you have
Apparently the producer is in a meeting right now. And he's not.
I'm sorry. Are we interrupting?
I think we're interrupting his meeting at the moment. But yeah, so that's what I know that we do. One of the steps that we do as parents is say, you have to request an app. I then have to check to see what the app is and then verify acceptance of it. But like, Matthias has Instagram and I know he has Snapchat. So
Do you have the passwords?
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
is that not something parents do?
Yeah, I can look at his phone anytime I want. That I just say, give it to me. And we go in and we can look through it. Like we don't have fights over that. Will probably have fights with Sophia over that. She, but she also doesn't have any social media right now. I don't allow her to have the TikTok or any of that. And Matthias, I allowed TikTok and he actually took it off his phone because he said, I get too distracted by it.
I love that.
Deleted it. But
oh well, I'm sending this doctor. Is she a doctor? Herman. Sending her a lot of love. It's so sad, and I think it's great that she's using her platform to bring awareness.
So if she's a therapist, I would say yes, she's a doctor. Yes, Dr. Berman.
The kids, there's no single demographic of kid that experiments or there's those that have had the rough upbringing that find their way into things. There are those that have that things they feel pressure for things that experiment. There are those that are bored. I mean, there's every peer pressure. There's so many kids that because they're friends with someone that you think when you're a kid and you have a friend, you've been friends with them since they were 5 or 6 or whatever, right? And now you're both 15, 16, 17, and you may not be interested in anything like that, and they for whatever reason are, and you're not going to ignore them, and you end up getting involved. So there are lots of, I saw when I worked in the schools, lots of kids, and you can tell. You can tell when it starts.
We should do an episode on internet safety and different things that parents can use to watch their kids' internet phone activities and social media things. I'm gonna do some research on that, and just like a tips and tricks kind of thing, because there are apps out there that you can install on your kids' phones that can track. And of course, then it gets into like, oh, your kid doesn't have it. And it's like any privacy. And it's like, no, they don't get privacy right now.
Right.
They don't get privacy for certain things, especially the internet. When you think about how crazy it is out on the internet, like, no, you don't get privacy when it comes to those things. We get to be in your business, so to speak, about that. And that's my opinion.
Right.
You don't have to share that opinion, but if you do share my opinion, then I think we can give some tips and tricks for people for different apps they could use, even explaining how we do the whole requesting an app thing and other things like that. Because like even Matthias has to request
Yeah.
in order to get it on his phone. Like even
It's a
though
good
he's
idea.
in school, it's a requirement. So
I mean, if you're paying for the damn phone.
yeah, and it's a friggin' paying through the damn nose.
Yeah.
Phones are so expensive.
No.
Phone service, stupid. All right, moving on. Let me pull up this Britney.
I'm
article.
hot. I got to take my sweater off while
Yes,
you pull
you
that up. Can I also pee or no? Is that?
I mean, it's you know, you do you.
I went
You-
before the
it's
show,
your
but
life.
I have to
It's
go
your life,
again.
clearly.
You start talking about Britney Spears while I'm gone because I don't know anything about this documentary, but I have something pulled up.
Okay.
All right. I love you. And we'll take a commercial break. Thanks, my
Okay,
bladder.
Not what's happening. All right. So there's this 1 hour special. I don't know if we're calling it a documentary, but it's called Framing Britney. And it is they are calling it a documentary. I was correct. The documentary Framing Britney Spears, the newest installment of the New York Times Presents series for FX and Hulu, is an hour-long deep dive into the history of the pop icon's rise to fame and fortune and her almost immediate media implosion. Its particular focus is on the Free Britney movement, an increasingly urgent call among Spears fans and now her peers for the court to release Britney from the legal conservatorship that gives her father, Jamie Spears, immense control over her career, her estate, her relationships, and her health. And so the thing is, I know we've talked about the Free Britney movement here on the podcast because I didn't know it existed, but Tiffany brought it up because there was those, what was it, Instagram stories or where she was doing the, like, if you're being trapped, wear the yellow shirt thing or do the whatever. And she was putting out these videos. I didn't know any of this until you had brought it up. So then I had kind of poked around and was like, what the heck is going on with Britney Spears? Because if you are my age, Britney Spears was at Disney for our grad night. It's something that a lot of kids in Florida high schools have. Britney Spears was a performer at grad night. Okay. And it was Britney Spears just prior to being a massive star.
Oh, really?
Yep. This was pre
Britney Spears.
Total, like, iconic Britney Spears, 1999. Okay. And then it was like, boom, there she is, massive in the 2000s. And it was prior to the whole, like, marrying her backup dancer and having kids and shaving her head and going, in like
Which all makes so much sense now.
Explosion. Okay. So, and then she kind of like fell out of public view for how long? How many years?
I'm not sure.
It feels like it was at least a decade. You didn't hear anything from her about her.
She made some music and did some different things. And she had that Vegas show, I think. Right? Didn't she do she had a show in Vegas?
I don't know, but
yeah.
Anyway.
So I find this interesting for a couple of reasons. I don't think any person can become that kind of famous and have any normalcy. I've said it on this podcast. I've said it on lives. I've talked about it. I don't think you can have normal thoughts, a normal life, any type of regularity to your life when you're a one name, right? Everybody knows Britney, bitch, right? Like you say the name Britney and that's all you say, you know who people are. You're talking about Britney Spears. You don't have to say her last name. It's like Oprah. It's like Elvis. It's like Prince. It's like Tiger. It's like, Michael. whether you're talking about friggin' Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson, right? Like, you know, like when you're in the context,
Yes.
you know who you're talking about. It is one word. It is one share. Okay, I can go on and on, right?
Clearly.
But out of the people that I just listed, how many of them have had massive scandals, massive falls from grace, are either dead or were, had something happen to them that just shattered their world, right?
Yeah, most of them.
Yeah, I think every single outside of Oprah.
Well, here's the thing. Everybody thinks fame and fortune sounds great until you have it and until your normal life is slowly stripped away from you. And I can't imagine having everybody on the planet know my name and everybody wants something from me and not knowing who to trust and who's real and having so many yes men around me. Like I can't imagine it. And so I'm confused about the documentary. Who made it? Like, was Britney in on it?
The documentary was a presentation between Hulu and FX, the New York Times. It was called the New York Times Presents series. And it basically talks about, over the past several years, there have been a few of these major reconsiderations of women who were once widely portrayed as irredeemable disasters, messes, villains, laughing stocks. And they wanted to bring to light what's actually happened to these women and the people in their lives that brought them to this place and how they got framed basically into this. Like, it wasn't like they're basically saying, did Britney Spears ruin her own life, or was this a concerted effort by other people that ended up ruining her? And I think, to your point of what you just said, like when you have no frame of reference for what's normal anymore, how do you suppose you be a normal person?
Right. I mean, you can't.
So to me, I think we should watch this and circle back and have a conversation about it, and our listeners can watch it and circle. If you're interested, if you have no interest in this, that's fine. It interests me because in terms of like a social experiment, so to speak, like this is somebody who's, I think I'm older than her, or maybe we're the same age. I don't know. But watching this woman go from a teenager to now somebody who's relatively my age with 2 kids and has lived this life and is still sort of locked up in this weird situation, I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Socially. So I'd like to watch it. And then I figure we can have another part of a conversation about it and,
Okay. I'm down.
see.
Do you have any like serial killer documentary homework for me, or?
Did you watch the Netflix The Night Stalker?
No, I've heard a lot about it. I've watched a bunch of documentaries on the Night Stalker, but not specifically the Netflix one.
So watch that. I couldn't sleep for about 3 or 4 days.
Really?
Nightmares.
Matthias watched it with us,
Mm-hmm.
and I was getting the house locked up, and I hear him locking windows and closing down the house.
No joke. That man.
He wanted to. He was like, "Can I sleep in your room?" I was like, "No, get out of here."
That man.
Do you watch a lot of crime documentaries?
Yeah, I mean, I will sit down, and he listens to Crime Junkies, and we'll listen to some of those other podcasts that deal with it. And so he asked me the other day, will you want to watch The Night Stalker? And I was like, yeah, I guess we could watch it. And I was scared to death.
Really?
This man is so evil. He's dead now, but this man was so evil, and it was just his crimes and who he chose were so random. I think that's what made it so scary. It was like, nobody's safe. I'm just going to come into your house at night and butcher you. And I was like, oh my God. So for like 3-4 days, I couldn't sleep. Could
Really?
not sleep. Yeah. So if you want an intense one, watch that one.
All right.
Because I watched all the Ted Bundy ones, and I watched the other one. Ted Bundy was the one who was the college women, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I
So,
watched.
I've watched. I'm not trying to be like watching serial killer true crime documentaries has become like trendy now, and so it feels dumb talking about it. But I've been really interested in those kinds of things for many years now, just because of human psychology and stuff like that. I've seen pretty much every single one ever made in the history of life, and so I feel like it would take a lot to rattle me.
This one, I finished it, and then I was like, I'm gonna pray now. Dear Lord, please,
Okay.
don't let any evil like this exist anywhere. Like, that's how evil this man was. This man
Wow.
was straight up evil, and it was scary. I was scared watching it.
Cool.
So it was an intense one. But like I'll watch because I was always a big Dateline NBC fan, and like 2020 and everything. And so I've always watched those documentaries after the fact that Dateline would do, like Lacey Peterson and or Scott Peterson, and whatever. I've always watched all of those. And I watched a lot of like 48 Hours or the next 48 hours, because they always say if you're going to solve a crime, it's within 48 hours of the crime happening.
There's 48.
And that was the thing about the Night Stalker. This guy was on this crime spree that they counted, right? Because they believe he committed crimes prior to when they started looking at him for these specific crimes. It's like 100.
No spoilers.
All right.
So you can watch that one too, but scary. Scary.
So was it scary or
scary?
okay?
It was
So
scary.
my homework is to watch a Britney Spears documentary.
Mm-hmm.
And is snacks or anything involved? Like, I just want to make sure I understand the assignment. Ice cream, in case my husband asks.
Snacking for sure.
Okay.
Actually, speaking of which, it just popped up. Did you order your 5 costumes you were supposed to order after last week's episode?
Okay, we said that was a stupid idea on the show.
Oh, you wanted me to dress up as Quasimodo?
Well,
No, I didn't. I forgot.
Because it wasn't a real thing. Nobody.
Valentine week.
Yeah, Valentine's Day isn't real, and whatever.
My husband and I's anniversary is the day after Valentine's Day.
The 15th.
Oh,
Mhm.
happy anniversary.
On President's Day.
Yeah.
What a romantic day you picked.
Yeah.
Who's idea was that?
Yeah. So what are you guys going to do for your anniversary?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always every year secretly hope that he has like an extravagant trip planned, and it's usually just me sitting around like bummed out that he didn't do anything.
So why don't you just instead tell him that you'd like to do something for your anniversary and then plan it and then actually do the thing?
Yeah, that's fine. Should I have to tell him though? I
Yeah,
don't know.
because he won't know.
No, I can't even complain. He's literally flipped his script completely. I have no complaints. He's incredible. He really is. I'm not being sarcastic. Like, I was thinking about it the other night. He was having trouble breathing in his sleep, and I thought he might die. And I was like, I'd be really sad if he died.
That's good. Why was he having trouble breathing when
He has sleep apnea.
Was he not wearing his CPAP?
No, the doctor told him he doesn't have it. And like, he took a test, the at-home sleep test. He took it. The doctor said he didn't have it. And which is not true, because I sleep with him every night and I hear him stop breathing for 13 seconds at a time. Like, anyway, so. But I was having this trail of thought, like, wow, man, he's so good. I love him.
Meredith looked at me and said, I'm tired of your surgery. Be done now. You're recovered. You're done.
I gave you until Monday.
Same thing.
That was 72 hours.
Right. What else?
This is nothing
in that time
to do with what we were talking about. So I feel like maybe Dave, this is something that you're wanting to get off your chest.
No, your comment was, I'd miss him if he was gone. And hers is, I'm tired of you being injured.
But it wasn't, it was because it makes her sad or because she's tired of dealing.
She's tired of dealing with it. Not sad.
What do you want from me?
Maybe some compassion.
A little
I
bit.
gave him compassion Friday, Saturday,
48
and
hours of
Sunday.
The first 48?
The first 48.
First 48. First of all, we want to go there. Let's go.
Okay.
I was a delight. I was a delightful nurse for you. I took care of you. I got you absolutely everything that you needed. Anytime you asked for something, food, beverage, ice pack, walked you to the bathroom. I did all of the things. I didn't complain. I took care of everything with the kids, everything with the house, everything with every extracurricular, everything.
Was it your knee?
Yeah.
He had knee surgery on Friday.
Mm.
And so I took care of all the things. You've not been cooking. You don't ever clean. So I've been taking care of all of the
Chill.
things.
I know.
Dave.
You were great for the first 48. And then you looked at me and said, I'm done.
Stop it.
I'm so tired.
I am tired. I'm exhausted. All I'm saying is that I only have so much compassion and empathy. It's usually spent after 48 hours. That's all I have.
How are you feeling, Dave?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you for asking.
You know what? Do you guys want to start your own podcast?
The first 48 hours of my recovery were really set me on a great path. And I'm progressing nicely. So thank you for asking.
I think that, Dave, you and I both know that Meredith's words don't always reflect how she feels inside.
Right.
Sometimes she has trouble expressing her positive emotions.
Well, that's the
I'm the Zoom guy from the cat.
I'm not an asshole. I'm actually a nice person inside. I just can't.
I mean, that's
filter on.
in the last episode, right? When she sent me the texts, right? She didn't know how to say the words of trying to be nice. They just came out not nice. But she's very compassionate and very loving, and I'm very, very lucky and fortunate. And I cannot wait to spend another Valentine's Day with my bae. She loves it when I call her that.
Ew.
Okay, so Dave, what I hear you saying is that every now and then you just want to be cared for.
Just a little bit.
And it would mean a lot to you if Meredith could not make your injuries about her. Is that...
I spent 3 days before my surgery making sure that everything was set up so that she didn't have to worry, because I knew she was stressed. She stresses a lot.
What?
You all let me not
Excuse
say
me,
you all.
were you going to say you all do? Because I will fight you.
I am not.
Yeah, retract it. Back that sentence up.
Some people tend to focus on what the worst outcome could always be.
Ooh, me.
Versus just working.
Think about how exhausting that is, though, for a second, Dave. Think about how exhausting it has to be for those of us who literally only think about the worst outcome for every situation in their life.
Okay, I hear you, but in Dave's defense, he, as somebody who doesn't do that, probably has trouble comprehending why we continue to do that if it's so exhausting.
Right.
Which I understand. And that's why we can't use it as an excuse. We can't use it as a crutch. We have to continually work on improving that area of our life instead of using it as a shield to defend ourselves from the truth.
That was deep.
Wow.
Sorry.
Therapy Thursdays with Tiffany Jenkins.
You know what? Phil, we need background music.
Yep.
For Tiffany's points.
Yep. Yeah.
That's what we need.
It's like the more you know, the more you know.
I'm just saying, people aren't going to have empathy for us or be willing to help us if we're not willing to.
No, I think what you said, it's not about not having empathy. It's about not being able to understand that.
Right. But there needs to be a willingness to understand it. And you're not going to want to be willing to understand it if somebody isn't I do this with my husband all the time. He didn't understand it. And I would always just be like, this is how I am. Sorry, take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Do you really love me or not? And then I realized.
Did you
that
say
I
take it or leave it, or do you say this is how I am? Tioli.
There's
Tioli.
that one. You guys ruin every moment.
This is a serious conversation in our house. In the middle of it, she'll crack a joke.
Because I can't handle it.
I understand. I understand that.
So yeah, no, you're right. You guys are right. I did my best, but then I continued to get just overwhelmed with work and the kids. And believe me,
how's Dave when you're injured? I'm genuinely asking.
Dave is good at attending to what I need, but he doesn't take care of any of the other things. So like the house is in disrepair, no laundry gets done, nothing gets cleaned. And
He
so
doesn't see that as a priority.
No, it's not a priority.
She's my priority, and I leave that stuff to the kids, and
then it doesn't get done. And then I'm, like in the middle of recovering from something, and I'm crawling to the laundry room to get the laundry done. And then I'm just cursing in my head because it's like, couldn't do a fucking load of laundry, and then it's a fight.
Maybe you guys should just stop getting injured. I think that is the solution.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
The problem is the older we get, the more shit breaks. Stuff is just falling off. It's man. Damn.
My neck's been sore this whole time, and I haven't done physical exercise in probably 3 years. So there's no excuse for it. It's because I slept wrong. So
no, but it's true. You guys are right.
No, not you guys. I don't have an opinion. I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm neutral. We're not ganging up. I'm not taking Dave's side. I'm in the middle. What was the last thing that we were going to talk about, or did it
is
the sanitation workers.
Yeah, it's a good story. Let me pull that up.
Let's end it on a high note.
I have it right here.
What was that face?
What?
High note. I used to love ending stuff on high notes, but that's what I was thinking. I don't do that
anymore. Okay. I don't do that. Oh, was it a drug joke? I missed it.
Supposed to be, but
okay, I missed it. All right,
Amanda. I'm like Meredith. Serious convo. Husband. This is nuts. You said nuts
every time.
A 10-year-old Louisiana girl who was abducted over the weekend was found safe after 2 sanitation workers spotted the suspected kidnapper's vehicle. The girl had gone missing on Sunday afternoon from a family member's home in New Iberia, around 20 miles southeast of Lafayette. New Iberia police issued an Amber Alert for her and an arrest warrant for her alleged abductor, who police identified as Michael Surreal. Authorities said Surreal was last seen driving a silver Nissan Altima. Dion Merrick and Brandon Antony, who work for Pelican Waste and Debris, said they had just started their route on Monday morning when they noticed a silver Nissan parked in the middle of a field in St. Martin Parish. Merrick said he immediately recognized the car from the Amber Alert. I told the guy who rides with me, that's the car. I pulled forward and backed up to block the entrance to the field, called 911, and we waited. Merrick said the driver of the vehicle opened the door, and Anthony recognized him as the suspect from the Amber Alert. They relayed all of this information to the 911 dispatcher, and police were at the scene in under a minute. Merrick detailed St. Martin Parish deputies' arrival in a Facebook Live video that garnered over 2 million views. The man was arrested, and the girl was recovered safely. He has been transferred to the New Iberia department, charged with aggravated kidnapping and failure to register as a sex offender. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
A spokeswoman for the police department said Surreal is an acquaintance of one of the girl's family members. It was not immediately clear. The guy, whatever. He was talking about the guy.
Where was the girl at the time?
In the car.
In the car.
Yeah.
Why were they in the middle? Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Merrick, a 39-year-old father and U.S. Navy veteran, started working for Peloton Waste less than 3 months ago. He said he didn't think twice about helping the little girl. I didn't want anything to happen to her. We're all from the same town. We're a big community. It might be a small town, but we're a close-knit community, so I had to do something for her.
I love this story.
So it was just a great story. I mean, to notice the car, to be like, whoa, this is weird. It's in a field. We need to call this in. Even if there's nobody in the car, then maybe they can, figure
Imagine
this out.
though, if it wasn't in a field and it was just like in a driveway or on the side of the road, like you wouldn't think twice.
Right. Drive right by.
Yeah, I never,
No.
we got to pay attention to those Amber Alerts when they come in.
I was just,
Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. I wonder how many of these, because in Florida, you drive down the interstate, you see 20 silver alerts, right?
Yeah.
They have the Amber Alerts and the silver alerts. And I wonder what the rate is, how effective they are.
Every time one comes through my phone, I look at it and I try to pay attention to the car. If they give you a car, a description or whatever.
It'd be so cool if they could send pics.
You ever see the movie The Circle?
No.
So it's about a social media.
When did you
company.
watch that?
Years ago. It's with I think Tom Hanks is in it. So it's basically a social media company, and their whole thing is that they want to be involved in everything in your life, and they come up with this way that you can find anyone in the world, and it's based on getting video or pictures from anyone anywhere, that everyone's phones and everything are connected. So if you're taking a picture of something and the car that's being looked for is in the background, like it would get flagged, and then or they would recognize faces. So basically what it came down to was that no one had any privacy anywhere at any time. It just, the Amber Alert kind of, when you said that with the picture, made me think of that.
Yeah. Well, we're on our way to that.
Yeah. So I think it's,
The Circle.
I thought it was a great story to share.
Are they getting like awards? What are we doing for them?
I don't know. They said that, at Peloton Waste, we strive for a family atmosphere and try to emanate that to our workers. We are super proud of the genuine efforts by these valued employees now and always, a spokesperson said. This was
Did they say at Peloton Waste, we're all about family? Like, did they really make it like
that was their comment? That was their comment.
Okay. I mean, good for you, I guess. I don't know why that rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah,
they're like trying to take some of the credit.
Yeah.
Look,
no, it was these guys. They were paying attention. They were on it.
They were, and they stayed and they were there, and it was just a really
incredible. Good
story.
for them.
That is, I can't, I don't like watching movies where a kid gets kidnapped.
Nope.
Like I can't handle that.
I can't do it.
So way to go.
Yeah.
These guys completely changed that entire family and that girl's life.
And I feel like it's going to, I just got goosebumps. Sorry to interrupt you. I feel like it's going to inspire a lot of people to pay closer attention to the Amber Alerts. You know what I mean? Like this story, talking about it, because you always hear about it, but then it's like, does anybody ever, once in a blue moon, somebody will call in as a result of the Amber Alert? I mean, maybe it's more. I don't know. But I know that when I get an Amber Alert and I see it's in another town, I just put my phone back down and go back to what I was doing. I'm also never outside of the house, but.
Well, I just think that's a reminder to everybody to pay attention to those alerts. It's it's serious. And if, because you never know, you could be driving through a grocery store parking lot and see a car with a make and model. Because a lot of times they will give a plate number too.
Yeah.
So pay attention. It's just another way to pay attention, because the guy is right. We're a small, everybody's community. Everybody has a community. So keep your eyes open in your community.
Sorry. I'm sorry. My husband just creeped. He's wearing all black and he just whipped his head in the window in the office, but I didn't hear his truck pull up. I didn't hear the garage door open. I didn't hear anything. And we're talking about abductors. And not that I'm a hot commodity, but I thought my life was coming to an end right here on the podcast.
And criminy was the word you went with after all the guff you've given me about the language I use, and you went with criminy?
I didn't want to say CHRIST because we'd get emails.
Well, yeah, the poor Lord's name in vain.
Yeah.
But
So in nearly 7 in every 10 Amber Alert cases, children are successfully reunited.
Wow.
With just over 17% of them a direct result of the Amber Alert. So just under 20%. It works. That's impressive.
That's about
good to know.
how much I thought it was. I mean, out of all the percentages, I feel like it's not a huge high percent. I mean, it's better than 0%, but
yeah,
it could be more if we all paid closer attention.
Yep.
Agreed.
All right.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, you guys.
That thunder?
It was a truck
Oh,
that drove by.
I got scared.
You love to talk about the weather. So it was like your dream. You're like,
Oh,
thunder.
it rained
so hot
terribly on Tuesday. We had a terrible
I
storm.
love the rain.
But I had to drive somewhere and then I couldn't because I won't
Ooh.
drive in the rain.
Same. I don't like the rain that time.
Yeah.
Join us
So
next week for
Mhm.
another episode of Take It.
or Leave It, an advice-ish podcast for parents hosted by two struggling moms who have
no idea what we're doing.
what we're doing.
We love
See
you.
you guys next time.
Bye.